You alright, guys? Mr. Super Hench himself, Red Magnus, is coming in the next 2 to 3 days, according to the event schedule released by Bolt Trend. So I thought now would be the perfect time to look at him, give him a good old character overview, and give a little thought to whether it's worth even summoning on him right now, because we've got quite a packed month with different summons coming up. But first, if you do enjoy the channel, if you want to join the Akatsuki yourself, please hit that subscribe button. But back to Red Magnus. Here he is, Mr. Hench. He's just an enormous brute. He is a new axe unit coming. So there was me saying the other day, where are all the axe units? And this month we've got 2 new ones coming out. We've got Red Magnus, we've got Barbara coming out at the end of the month too. So let's have a little look and break him down a bit. Let's just see how good he is. So you've got his stats here. It's a pretty high health pool there. Attack and defense, quite standard, over 1 million, so that's okay. And then we've got intelligence and resistance. They're pretty low. Quite a low, very low speed as well, under 50, so that's quite low. Everything else is quite standard. His attributes here, it's got 2 negative ones for water and wind there, so it's not a great start, but it's got his 50% fire. Resistances are fine. Let's get to his evilties. So, he is a pretty good unit in the fact that his evilties all sync well together. They all complement each other quite well. They complement an axe team. So let's just have a look at them. So his first one, super potential. The lower the HP, the higher the boost on attack and defense, up to 70%. That one I'll discuss a bit more in a second, because it sounds really good on paper. How good it's going to be in the game, we'll discuss that as well. NE1, one hit victory, axe wielding allies, damage dealt plus 15%, just what the axe team needs, more damage dealt. NE5, body of steel, axe wielding allies, HP plus 18%. I think I prefer defense over HP, but it seems to be Magnus's thing. NE7, super muscle. Muscle equipped allies, attack and HP plus 13%. So yeah, muscle equipped allies. That's not the best one really, because muscle equipment only increases your HP. And as far as a stat goes, I would say HP is the least important. Because if you've got high HP pool, but you've got low defense, low resistance, it doesn't matter how high the HP is, it's going to get wiped out anyway. So HP getting increased even further, I guess it does add something else to the team. So if other units are boosting their defense, or someone can even just buff them with defense, they'll have a high defense then, they'll have high HP. So it's different. I'm just not sure if I'm happy with it. So it complements Red Magnus, I'd say, fairly well. Because if you combine his main evilty and his NE5 and his NE7 as well, you'll want him to take damage so that you can increase his attack and defense from up to 70%. So you're never going to see 70% because your HP would have to be under, say, 5% total to get even close to that 70%. But if you say, I can see it becoming useful if you're against the boss unit. If you can take 3 to 4 hits normally from boss unit with Red Magnus, that drops him down to 75% health, and then maybe up to even 50% health. He takes 1 big hit, drops down to 50%. His defense is then increasing by 35%, so is his attack. So you're knowing that his next attack is going to hit really hard, and it's also that his next hit he's going to take is also he's going to tank that really well. But his weakness, as you'll probably see here, is resistance. So he's only got... So you're only going to really take him into stages, into bosses where you know he's only going to take mostly attack damage. You don't want to take him anywhere near an intelligence-based attack and boss, because he's just going to get absolutely torn to shreds. And then back to NE1 and NE7. They complement each other with the double attack there. So damage dealt plus 15% for allies, and attack plus 13% for the muscle equipped allies. I'm not sure if you'd want to equip a muscle item to every unit and instead of maybe just focusing on defense for some of them. It all depends if you are confident that you're going to absolutely destroy the enemy. So I'd only say do that if you're absolutely confident that you're going to destroy the enemy, because you've got your damage boost, the extra damage dealt with 15%, and you've got your attack boost by 13%. Is that going to outweigh damage taken by not having a defensive equipment? That's when you have to work out by stage basis for that one, I think. Let's have a look at his skills. 3 skills that he learns. A D rank single target move gives him an attack boost of 5%. A low to medium cost and area of effect attack that's going to decrease the enemy's defense by 10%. And his big, expensive AoE attack that lowers the enemy's defense by 12% and has a fire attribute. See, now with him being a big raging muscle ball of fire, I thought he might have a bit more fire attacks here, but it's just the one. Even his skills, his magic skills, there's no fire there either. I'm not even sure if you're going to really even use his super damage lord. Obviously there's going to be a time and a place where you will use it. Say if you have saved up enough SP and the enemy has knocked your HP down enough so that your attack is risen quite high, plus you've got your damage dealt from your NE1, and if you've got your muscle equipped as well, if you can afford to get to that 85 or 90 SP, whatever you've got it to, that is going to be a wave clear right there. But then the next wave, you're going to have little to no SP, you're going to struggle to use another skill then. His magic spells, no actual damage moves here. He's got shield, Braveheart, speed boost, mega shield, and mega Braveheart. So that's really good as a support unit. Obviously only for attack and defensive base stages. As I said before, if there is an intelligence based enemy, they will wipe the floor with Red Magnus. No matter how big his muscles are, he's not tanking any of those blows at all if they're intelligence based. And then it's just thinking, which one are you going to take? Are you wanting a Braveheart or a Mega Braveheart that's going to boost the next person after you? You're probably not going to want to use it on yourself, because then you're wasting a turn of damage. So if it is on an Axe team, again, Barbara is coming out at the end of the month. But are you going to want a Braveheart Barbara? You've got Fubuki, you've got Fuka, you've got Santa La Hole. None of them, I don't think, are going to hit as hard as Red Magnus, but it would be a waste to Braveheart himself. But then you could cover them, you could use a shield on them, or even get a speed boost up someone if you want. So he does have a good utility there, a good range of spells. So yes, very happy with his spell utility there. But then the main question is he a unit you want to summon on? You've got to think very hard about the next month. Looking at the event schedule, there is 2 other banners that I would recommend saving for. You've got Overlord Callidius Badass banner, and you've also got Pure Sicily and Dark Artina. All 3 of those units, I would say, currently have far better utility than Red Magnus. Obviously, it's up to you. If you want an Axe team, if you want Red Magnus, you're going to summon for him. But unless you're building a team around him currently, which I don't think you are, because I don't think he's got enough about him to be a solo carry. Yes, he's going to hit one enemy really hard. 2 turns in, he's going to hit an AoE wave, but as I said with Fubuki on the previous video, you're not going to build this Axe team around one AoE move. It's just not going to be worth it, I don't think. Whereas Overlord Callidia, he is an amazing fist unit. He can wave clear as good, if not better, than Tyrant Valvatores. Then you've got Pure Sicily and Dark Artina, which are staples and extremely high tier units for any staff team, and are definitely must-haves for that team. So there you have it. That is Red Magnus. Mr. Super Muscles himself. I'll leave it up to you if you want to summon on him, but there's the general overview. Again, he's a pretty good unit, but is he the best that this month has got to offer? I don't think he is. But anyway, thanks for watching. If you did enjoy the video and you want to see more overviews, more guides, more tips and tricks, please hit that subscribe button. Right, and I'll see you again very soon.